Hello, Dr. Green. Hope all is well. I am here making this video for my final project to go over some of the key terms that have really impacted me, I say in my opinion, from the wisdom of crowds and social intelligence. I did make a video earlier, but it was a little too long, so I'm gonna try again and try to make this quick, sum it up. So starting from the wisdom of crowds, my first term that has really benefited me is group polarization. This term has I have overlooked this term as being like a diverse within a group, having all these unique set of different opinions between our group. And I have realized over the course of the semester that that has really like benefited us throughout all the assignments and projects that we've had. We've all brought to the table our own set of ideas and came together to actually have a collab of that, which I think was really important. As well as the next term, cooperation problem, being able to bring everybody together and with different dynamics within the group and having cooperation. You know, you need to have coordination and cognition as well, but being able to cooperate, knowing what each specific member of the group, what their lane is and what they need to provide to the table in order to complete our assignments or project, whatever that may be. Tactic knowledge is another one that I consider highly valuable in my case. Being able to bring my own experience, my personal experience to help out another member is something that we used while doing any sort of project. That's just basic knowledge of it can be from past social activities or job occupations, whatever it may be. Just bringing my knowledge into the field to benefit another member of our group was something that I realized that it's not just me helping out, but it's like that tactic knowledge, that little bit of information that will help them go a long way. The failure to cooperate. So I want to use the COVID-19 pandemic for example. When this took place in China, began in China, we as the US, or at least I should say President Trump, was receiving all this type of caution and warning signs of you need to prepare for this. Like this is this is brewing to be something that's gonna devastate the entire world if we're not reacting to this accordingly. And so what I think those viewpoints or those set of ideas were not expressed within the White House or to Trump, or he just decided to overlook those. Like that was a failure to communicate on his part, because you have like all the people running out of stuff, like the nurses running out of ventilators in hospitals. Like they should be prepared when something like this is happening. But that's just in my opinion for this. That's how I look at it, as a failure to coordinate. That term has opened my mind to use this type of term into reality. So I've seen that. And pro-social behavior, behaviors that benefit a society at large instead of one individual person. I use this personally for our Shark Tank project that we just did recently, to be able to think about all the family-owned restaurants and not just one particular restaurant to help them raise their revenue or profit, but looking at society as a whole by counties and knowing which one or which family-owned businesses were in each county, and making like a menu in order to provide directions or information for those family-owned businesses that people can just travel to and go profit these organizations that aren't getting the money that they need or the supplies that they need, because they can barely stay open for the lockdown purposes here. So that was my 5 terms for wisdom of crowds. For social intelligence, I want to say one of the first terms I picked was emotional economy. This one right off the back, this is like it says in the book that emotions are contagious. We catch them, like strong emotions are like a cold pretty much. And so whenever this outbreak happened, this pandemic, I just realized that like when I'll go out in the stores, people are panicking. They're taking toilet paper off the aisles like it's like the world's gonna end tomorrow, and just you can see it all in the atmosphere how people just are judging each other just by coughing or just like not wearing gloves or just being unsanitary in a sense. That emotional economy really got to me, and it makes you think differently in reality instead of like just reading about it in a book. Like that came to me quick. Altruism, taking the time to pay attention to someone. These are all the little things that I've been getting to look at. It says in the book how altruism is another, or it signifies that urban trance where we as Americans are self-absorbed in the U.S. by like crowded streets and crowded cities, that we don't focus on what's around us, but only straight ahead of us. And so I have took the time to actually look at the little things, like not the big picture so much, but for instance, in China, like how I can say, for example, my cousin is in China, and before or while they were in the outbreak up there, she was up in China while they were going through it, just the introduction to it, and she was telling us in America, hey, y'all need to prepare for this. And I took the time to actually pay attention and relay the message to my family and be like, hey, when you start getting ready, like this is something small that's happening over there, but we need to make it a big deal over here. So I can use that for one of my examples for altruism. Social awareness and social facility, empathy and displaying empathy. For social awareness and empathy, sensing another's inner state, how they feel. I can say I've used this numerous times with my girl that's in Vegas right now. All we can do is communicate by phone and by text. So whenever she's feeling or having a bad day, I have to be able to see what she's feeling, comfort her, and just make her feel better. Whenever she's happy, I have to be happy with her and make her even more happy, just to end the day on a good note. So that's my empathy between her. Social facility, I can say the displaying of people's reactions, how they feel. Whenever I got let go or furloughed from Best Buy just recently, I had to file for unemployment. Usually when I'm at work, working with the coworkers and the guys, they're on a positive mood. But when you go from 85 employees to 27, you can see it in their faces that they were just not in the same mindset. They were depressed. They were just sad that all the people that worked a lot were getting released, and all the people that didn't work a lot, or that don't work a lot, have to actually be there and do the work. So they're going to be just not mad about that, but just displaying that that depression signs, or just signs of empathy that they're not for it, pretty much. So my last one is webs of attachment, reaching out to people that are absent in my life. This is for all my family out there. I'm reaching out to my cousins, my aunties, grandmas, everybody that's has a personal bond to me. And I know, like, as people, we can't go out and hang out with the friends that we usually do, but I'm taking this time to my advantage and using it while I'm not as busy to get back to my family and know what's important, and just keep them in my life. So these are all the 10 terms that from both of the books that have really that I've really noticed that have impacted me overall from the start of the semester to the present now. So I just want to say thank you for a great semester. It's been a real blast just being in your class, and I'm sure I'll see you in the fall. So God bless, and have a great day.